Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing another game in my Lorraine 40t, the Tier 8 Premium Medium French tank that currently was implemented into the game, that used to be a Tier 9 medium tank. And I'm really enjoying this tank a lot. As you can see, I got my second mark, not quite to my third mark yet, and I'm not sure if I'll get it or not. I really play this tank casually to get credits. It would be great if I got the third mark, but I'm not going to really stress over it. Really good matchmaking for this tank. I am top tier currently, and the map we're playing on is Erlenberg. Now, the matchup again is really good, but our team is slightly at a disadvantage, and this is for two reasons. If you notice, they have a lot of heavy tanks up on the top, while the majority of our heavy tanks are down in the lower tier, and our one heavy tank that we do have that's top tier is an FCM, which is not really a heavy tank if you ask me. This means that the 1-2 line is most likely going to get absolutely destroyed. Now, the Oho is a good player, and he is in a very overpowered vehicle when they're top tier, and I'm going to keep in mind to focus him out first if I see him, just because I want to try to take him out, because my gun is one of the only ones that that's going to be able to contest his armor frontally at this tier. That being said, the teams are relatively even. They have 3 arty, we have 3 arty. You know, again, the biggest disparity that I see here is armor. They have the IS-3, they have an OHO, they have 2 T-29s, they have a KV-3, they have the Centurion, which is not really a heavy tank, but it can be kind of played like one, has good turret armor. Anyway, our team is just really, really soft, and I feel like a lot of them, because of that, are going to play the 9-0 line, and the tanks that do go the 1-2 line are going to get massacred. And I'm going to play my game accordingly and adapt with how the team fluctuates. So we'll get the game rolling here, and like I said in previous replays, the Lorraine is an extremely fast tank. As you can see here, it's able to get up to its top speed very quickly and relocate when needed. This makes it a very, very fun tank to play in my opinion. That coupled with the bursty auto, the clip that it carries with the auto loader, it really lets you deal damage and get out and play on open maps like this, much like a light tank or a medium tank would. And I really, really enjoy light tanks, and this is the main reason why I picked this vehicle up. Now, see where the 40t and the KV-2 and them are all pushing across? This is a mistake. This is something that you don't want to do, because if a light tank sits here or up here, you're going to get lit, and the majority of their team that's sitting up here are going to have shots on you all day long. It's not worth taking module damage or even getting killed in the very beginning of the game like that. And so I choose to take the very long scenic route. Now I get myself up here, and immediately I spot the T-29, the IS-3, and the Centurion. Unfortunately, my first shot hit a little bit high and connected with the turret, and I was not able to get that damage for that first shot. But it's okay, I was able to connect my first one, which did 295 damage, almost completely average, and I wait for myself to get unlit. I don't want to get nuked by arty here, and the T-29 shows me its side, and I'm able to connect the last 2 shots on my clip, and I sit back to reload. Now I do get lit doing that, and again, because they have 3 artillery, even though they're low tier, I really don't want to take any hits here. Again, this thing takes module damage like crazy. It's the roof of it, the hull is very, very soft, and it's also prone to fire, and that's why I always move around a little bit when I know I'm lit. Now I get myself up into this bush. I just want to see what's out there, even though I'm not completely reloaded yet. I just want to see what my options are. T-29 is behind a building. I'm not able to get a shot, and the Centurion is backing off. This allows me to actually hit the thing, because he is, I don't have the greatest gun depression, but without him backing up, I wouldn't have had a shot on him. And as you can see there, I was able to connect a few shots into him, thankfully, and he is now down to 500 damage. And I'm just going to sit back and reload my clip. As you saw, I was sitting behind a bush when I was firing, and that, even though at that close range, I was able to remain undetected during that clip. Now this is a little bit worrisome. The Oho has not been lit yet. Oh, and speak of the devil, there he is. Now, it looked like we were kind of winning and holding off this flank, but if you look at our vehicles, they're all low tier. It's like the KV-2, the DK, the ARL gives me a shot here, and the KV-3 is lit. And he's the only one I can really hit at this point. Even though it's blind, I just put in 3 shots and just kind of pray that 1 or 2 of them might connect. And the reason I did this was because it is not worth me popping over and trying to get a shot on any of those guys because they're much too low to the ground. I know I'm going to be running, and when I'm running, I'm going to have all the time in the world to reload a clip. So why hold on to 3 extra shots or reload when I could just dump them into where I thought the KV-3 was sitting and maybe get a couple more shots in. Now we only have this poor little AMX remaining, and he's actually a champ. He's one of the ones that survives much later into the battle, but he somehow is able to hold on. And I sit back here and I notice that the Oho is giving me his side. Now this is the dangerous player that I spoke to you about earlier, and I want to try to get some shots into him. Now he starts angling his armor towards me, and because of that I am unable to connect my next 2 shots, but it's okay. I was able to get about 600 damage into him, and that is fine by me. Now you see me loading a clip of APCR, and now this is because I know that this flank is going to fold very soon, and if the excuse me, the Oho, as you can see, is leading the charge. Now the Oho has extremely good frontal armor, and because of that I know that I need all the penetration I can get, and so I do load this round, this clip of APCR. Now somehow, miraculously, this AMX 1375 is able to get past the enemy and is pushing his way and being a great distraction for me and the team. Excuse me, my phone was just ringing. Anyway, this bush right here is a great location to take if your base is being pushed, especially by heavy tanks that have horrible view range and horrible camouflage values. So far the teams are pretty even. I mean, we've lost the same amount of vehicles here. And I'm just going to sit back here and let them push. They have 4 vehicles that could be potentially pushing our cap, and I know that if I sit here long enough, I'm most likely going to be able to spot one of them. And here we go, the Centurion. Unfortunately, it bounced the first one. The second shot goes in, and I notice that the Oho is broadside to me, and I'm going to take advantage of this. I could have finished off that Centurion, which might have been the better option, but he ducks away, and he's not giving me much of a shot, and this Oho is now frontal to me, and I'm not able to connect. So I'm not really sure if that was the best choice. I could have just finished off that Cent and then turned and shot the Oho twice, but again, I was hoping to connect 2 shots into that Oho and get him down to a 1 shot for me, but that wasn't really what happened. But it's okay. The Centurion will give me a shot another day, I'm sure. Now, I'm sitting here, I haven't been lit yet, but I'm still sitting here even though I'm reloading, because I'm hoping that our multiple arty, or the 2 arty that we have remaining, will be able to hit this guy for me. And sure enough, they are able to connect, and I back off until I'm able to get enough gun depression to hit this guy, and the APCR rounds just fly right through him like it's nothing. And instead of forcing a reload here, I know the ARL is around here somewhere, so I wait and put my last shot into his side. Now at this point, this is pretty much a guaranteed victory. I have to put 1 more clip in. I just load my normal AP rounds because I'm not too worried about taking out any of these vehicles. I'm still full life, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know, people might say, oh, you know, you chai sniper, you unicum, you know, sitting back and letting your team die. But in reality, if I had sat back with a full clip and attempted to take on those 4 tanks, I would have been killed, and I would have got 1 clip in, and we would have probably died with this poor ET-8 trying to take on an Oho. And our AMX, again, is doing great. He was able to finish off that Cent that I was not able to kill, and me staying alive and holding off this side allowed our artillery to survive, and I think ultimately led to our victory. So the Firefly, who's a good player but is really not a threat, I mean, I have a full clip and I have 1300 HP. There's absolutely no way he can kill me at this point unless he ammo racks me for some reason. But the T-29 is kind of going out into the open, taking on the 1375. I don't know why the 1375 is not shooting. Maybe he doesn't want to get lit and killed, or maybe he's just reloading his clip. But he's at 5 kills. I decide I'm going to let him get a top gun, so I come around the corner and choose to only put 1 shot into him because I want him to get the kill, and sure enough, he's able to do so, and I am able to kill the Firefly and get 3 kills. Now, that was a guaranteed win. Normally, I would have finished off that T-29 if I was the only one remaining, but because that 1375 could have killed that guy and get his top gun, I figured, what the heck, why not? Plus, I was able to get more HP from shooting the whatchamacallit, the Firefly. Anyway, so again, I saved this replay because I thought it was kind of cool how, even though we were losing, I was able to stay at full life and farm 4,400 damage. Actually, I think I did a little more than that because I got some blind shots into that Centurion as well, I think, as the KB3. But yeah, anyway, great game. I only shot a couple clips of APCR to take on that OHO, and overall I think I netted some good experience and some good credits. And again, I love this tank. If you guys don't have one, I don't know if they're available anymore, but if they are, you should definitely get one if you like the autoloader gameplay. Anyway, guys, hopefully you like this replay. I know it wasn't my finest, and I know I've shown a few more Lorraine replays, but I just like this thing so much that it's been the bulk of what I've been playing, and because of that, I end up getting some good games in it, and I want to show them off. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.